Have you ever noticed how some stories seem impossible to escape? Just when the headlines begin to fade and public attention starts moving elsewhere, something happens that drags the entire discussion back into the spotlight. A new report appears, a fresh interview is released, or an old question suddenly starts trending again. Within hours, everyone is talking about it. And that is exactly what is happening right now. For years, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have remained among the most talked about figures connected to the British royal family. Whether people support them or criticize them, there is no denying that every development involving the Sussexes attracts enormous attention. Even after stepping back from royal duties and building a new life in California, they continue to dominate headlines around the world. But what makes the latest wave of discussion so different? Why are old questions suddenly reappearing? And why are so many commentators insisting that the conversation is far from over? The answer lies in a combination of public curiosity, media attention, and a growing debate about transparency in the modern age. Over the last several years, Harry and Meghan have built a global platform through interviews, documentaries, podcasts, public appearances, and Harry's best-selling memoir. Their supporters see this as an effort to tell their side of the story after years of intense media scrutiny. Critics, however, argue that every new revelation raises additional questions rather than putting existing debates to rest. As a result, public fascination with the couple has never truly disappeared. Instead, it has evolved. What began as a discussion about royal duties eventually became a conversation about media treatment, family conflict, public accountability, privacy, and reputation. Today, those same themes continue to dominate coverage whenever the Sussexes make headlines. One of the most remarkable aspects of this story is the sheer level of public interest it generates. Think about it. The couple left their official royal roles years ago, yet their names continue to appear on front pages across Britain, America, Canada, Australia, and beyond. Very few public figures maintain that level of attention for such a long period of time. And perhaps that is because their story sits at the crossroads of several worlds. Part celebrity, part royalty, part family drama, part modern media phenomenon. Each new development appeals to a different audience, ensuring that interest remains consistently high. Some people follow the story because they admire Harry and Meghan. Others follow because they disagree with them. Many simply find the situation fascinating. Whatever the reason, the result is always the same. People keep watching. People keep discussing. And people keep asking questions. The modern media landscape only amplifies that effect. 20 years ago, stories moved at a slower pace. Today, a single article can circle the globe within minutes. A comment made during an interview can become a trending topic before the interview has even ended. Social media platforms allow millions of people to analyze, debate, and challenge information in real time. In such an environment, every detail receives intense scrutiny. Every statement is examined. Every inconsistency is discussed. And every unanswered question takes on a life of its own. This is where the conversation becomes particularly interesting. Supporters of the Sussexes often argue that some matters should remain private. They believe that personal family issues deserve boundaries and that public speculation can sometimes become excessive. Many people agree with that position. After all, everyone deserves a degree of privacy, regardless of their public profile. However, critics see the situation differently. They argue that public figures who regularly share personal experiences through books, interviews, documentaries, and media projects inevitably invite public discussion. According to this perspective, transparency becomes increasingly important when individuals choose to place aspects of their personal lives into the public arena. That tension between privacy and transparency sits at the center of countless debates involving Harry and Meghan, and it is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this breakdown, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We cover the biggest royal stories, major headlines, and the discussions everyone is talking about, so you never miss an update. Now, let's look at another reason this story continues to attract attention. The British monarchy is unlike almost any other institution in the world. It combines centuries of tradition with the demands of modern public life. That creates unique challenges. The monarchy survives not only through history and ceremony, but also through public trust. For generations, royal traditions have been designed to preserve that trust and maintain confidence in the institution. Whenever questions emerge, people naturally become interested in how those questions are addressed. History shows that uncertainty often generates more attention than certainty. When information is clear and widely accepted, public debate tends to fade. When information appears incomplete or unclear, curiosity grows. People begin searching for answers. Commentators offer theories. Supporters and critics clash. The discussion expands. Eventually, the story becomes bigger than the original issue itself. That pattern has repeated countless times throughout modern history. And it is happening again now. What makes the current situation particularly unusual is the level of polarization surrounding it. Rarely do public figures inspire such dramatically different reactions. To some observers, Harry and Meghan are individuals attempting to build an independent life while facing extraordinary pressure from both the media and public opinion. To others, they are influential public figures whose decisions deserve careful scrutiny. Neither side appears willing to back down. As a result, every headline becomes another battleground in a much larger debate. The conversation extends far beyond one article or one report. It reflects broader questions about celebrity culture, media responsibility, public accountability, and the relationship between institutions and the people they serve. Those issues resonate with audiences around the world. That is why interest remains so strong. It is no longer just a royal story. It has become a cultural story. A media story, a public trust story, and perhaps most importantly, a story about perception, because perception often shapes reality in the public sphere. People do not always react to facts alone. They react to narratives. They react to impressions. They react to the stories they believe. Once a narrative takes hold, changing it becomes incredibly difficult. Even new information can struggle to shift opinions that have already become deeply rooted. That reality helps explain why discussions surrounding Harry and Meghan remain so intense. For many observers, their opinions were formed years ago. Every new development is viewed through that existing lens. Supporters interpret events one way, critics interpret them another, and the gap between those perspectives often appears impossible to bridge. Yet despite all the disagreement, one fact remains undeniable. The public is still paying attention. Every interview attracts viewers. Every documentary generates headlines. Every major appearance sparks discussion. Few public figures command that level of interest year after year. So where does the story go from here? That is a question everyone seems to be asking. Will future developments provide greater clarity? Will public interest eventually fade? Or will new revelations continue to keep the discussion alive? At this stage, nobody knows for certain. What we do know is that the story has already exceeded expectations. Years after stepping away from official royal duties, Harry and Meghan remain central figures in global conversations about royalty, celebrity, media influence, and public life. That alone demonstrates the extraordinary impact they continue to have. Whether one views the impact positively or negatively is a matter of personal opinion, but its significance cannot be ignored. As long as audiences remain interested, journalists will continue reporting, commentators will continue analyzing, and the public will continue debating. That cycle shows no sign of ending anytime soon. What began as a royal story has become something much larger. A story about modern fame. A story about public perception. A story about trust, privacy, and accountability in an age where every detail can become a headline. And perhaps that is why people keep returning to it. Not because all the answers are known, but because so many questions remain. What do you think? Has the public fascination with Harry and Meghan gone too far, or is continued scrutiny inevitable for people living such public lives? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us for more royal news, analysis, and discussions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.